have trouble in any of those games, guys, they have University of Louisville to fall back on. That's the first game of their next 4 on the slate. Charlie Strong, first-year coach in Kentucky. What do you expect on that one?
If Syracuse doesn't win this game, they might as well just give up on the rest of the Big East schedule. Louisville, clearly the worst team in the Big East. Syracuse really should have beaten them last year, but they shot themselves in the foot time after time. They play a clean game. They really should come out with a W.
They then go to Rutgers, taking on the Scarlet Knights. Their most impressive win last season was against Rutgers. They were a top 25 then.
Yeah, but the thing is with Rutgers now, they are not going to be a top 25 team when they face Syracuse. We thought Pitt's offense did not look good. Rutgers has absolutely no offense to speak of. Their defensive numbers so far have been good, yet misleading. They did play UNC tough, which could give some Scarlet Knight fans some hope, but I really don't see it. I think the Orange will get an easy win here.
Then they come home to face the Huskies of Connecticut. Josh, the game last year left a sour taste in SU's mouths.
That may have been the ugliest game I've ever seen in the Carrier Dome, or at least last season the ugliest game in the Carrier Dome. I think Syracuse has a chance to redeem themselves. UConn, not as good as some people expected. I'm not sure who their quarterback is right now, but it's hard to tell where this Husky team is going to be that late in the season, so it's hard to tell how they match up.
Don't forget Randy Edsall also running up the score against Doug Marrone. They conclude their schedule, SU does, against Boston College. This could be the game that would decide between 7 wins or 6 wins. A bowl game or a bust for the season.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. This is the first of an 8-game series between the Golden Eagles and the Orange. These two teams have met 45 times in the past, but not since '04. SU leads the all-time series 28-17 and should be an exciting game in the Carrier Dome to conclude the season. Could Syracuse get that bowl? We're going to have to wait and see.
Jeff, that might be the best atmosphere in the Dome since the Donovan McNabb era.
Maybe actually calling it the Loud House?
Yeah, it might get back to that status.
So when you look at these 4 games, we know Louisville will probably be the easiest test. What's the hardest test facing the Orange?
Overall, the hardest test, well, in the second half, the hardest test to me is certainly UConn. I mean, we said we're not sure where they are yet, but they are still a fairly talented team. You saw what they did against Syracuse last year, so I think Syracuse might struggle, and you don't really know where this Husky team will be. Edsall's certainly a good coach. He's going to have his boys ready to play.
Yeah, the Huskies might be the best team Syracuse faces, but I think the Boston College Golden Eagles will be the toughest game for the Orange, only because there will be so much pressure on that Syracuse team that last game, especially if they are in bowl contention, if they need that game, you need that win for a bowl berth, that could be a huge pressure. Nobody on this SU roster right now has seen anything like that, so it's certainly a tough test for the Syracuse.
David, you mentioned that last game. Will they build some momentum going into that final game against BC? Will they finish strong?
I think that they will. I looked at the schedule. Syracuse has a fairly favorable schedule. I like the home games. I think that Syracuse may actually get a shot at a bowl here. And with that game against the Golden Eagles, I think that they will get that 7th win. They will get a bowl.
This is going to sound stunning, but the last 4 games of Syracuse's schedule are all potentially winnable games. Yes, 4 straight winnable games for Syracuse. I don't think they're going to win all 4, but they should win enough to at least finish at 500.
And they should be very competitive in those last 4.